Welcome to Tungal online classes. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is laws of motion or Newton's laws of motion. In short form it is called as NLM, Newton's laws of motion. Okay, see here, the weightage of this chapter is, that is 10 marks. This chapter is very important, and from this chapter we will get one 5 marks question, one 5 marks question, one 3 marks question, and one 2 marks question from your final examination. So the total is, that is 10 marks. The total weightage of this chapter is 10 marks, and this chapter is basic for all upcoming chapters, right? Okay. So in this chapter we are going to discuss what do you mean by the force, what are the types of force, what are the fundamental forces in the nature, after that Newton's 3 laws and its application, and the last part of this chapter is, that is friction. So here first we have to know what do you mean by the force. What do you mean by the force? The force is nothing but it is a physical quantity which causes motion in a body or opposes the motion of the body, so that is known as the force. Okay, see here. Force is a physical quantity. Force is a physical quantity which causes motion in a body or opposes motion of the body. Motion of the body is known as the force. The force is a physical quantity which causes motion in a body or opposes the motion of the body, so that is known as the force. Or the one more definition for the force is a push or pull, which can changes the position of the body, it is also known as force. Okay, the push or pull which can changes the position of the body, so that is known as the force. So this is a basic definition of the force. So force is a physical quantity which causes the motion in a body or which opposes the motion of the body, or the one more definition is a push or pull which can changes the position of the body. So for example, consider this is a one body. So this body is at rest. Then how can we conclude that this body is at rest here? So here in this case, that body, the position of this body does not changes with respect to the background or with respect to the time. In this case, if you want to change the position of this body, we have to apply some external force, right? So in this case, just we are pushing this body in this direction. Here the position of this body changes, or if you pull this body, in that case also the position of this body changes. So that is push or pull is nothing but the force. That push or pull is nothing but the force. In force there are two types. The first one is contact force and the second one is action at a distance. Okay. So in force there are two types, one is the contact force and one more is the action at a distance. So then what do you mean by this contact force? So contact force means a force which causes the motion in a body or opposes the motion of the body by making the actual contact with that body. So that is known as the contact force. Okay, see here, a force which causes motion in a body or which opposes motion of the body by making actual contact with the body. So that is known as the contact force. A contact force means a force which causes motion in a body or which opposes the motion of the body by making actual contact with that body. So that is known as the contact force. Okay, see. So consider a body. This body is at rest. So in this case, we are going to change the position of this body. For that one, just we are pushing this body in this direction. So here we are applying the force on this body by making actual contact with this body. So that type of force is known as the contact force. And the next one, action at a distance. Second one is action at a distance. So here a force which causes motion in a body or opposes motion of the body by without making actual contact with the body. So this is known as the action at a distance. Okay, action at a distance means so a force which causes motion in a body or opposes the motion of the body without making actual contact with that body. So that is known as the action at a distance. See the example. So consider the two bar magnets. So in this case, we are assuming that these two are the north pole of the magnet and these two are the south pole of that magnet. So already we know that the like poles are always repel each other and unlike forces are always attract each other. Okay, see here. So this is our second bar magnet and this is our first bar magnet. So here the north pole, this is also north pole and this is also north pole. So here just we are moving the first bar magnet, this bar magnet towards the second bar magnet. Okay, if we move the first bar magnet towards the second bar magnet, in that case this second bar magnet moving away from the first bar magnet because of the force of repulsion. So in this case, the first bar magnet exerts a force on the second bar magnet without actual contact with that body. So such type of forces, that is known as the action at a distance. The next topic is the fundamental forces in the nature or basic forces in the nature. So there are four fundamental forces in the nature. The first one is the gravitational force, and second one is electromagnetic force, and the third one is strong nuclear force, and the fourth one is weak nuclear force. Okay, see here the fundamental forces in the nature. The first one is gravitational force. And second one electromagnetic force, and third one, strong nuclear force, and last one, weak nuclear force. So these are the fundamental forces in a nature. The first one is the gravitational force, second one is electromagnetic force, third one is strong nuclear force, and the fourth one is weak nuclear force. The first one is gravitational force. Okay, so what do you mean by the gravitational force? So in the universe, every body attracts with another body with a force. So that force is known as the gravitational force. Okay, so gravitational force means every body in the universe attract another body with a force is called the gravitational force, and this gravitational force acts between the masses of the two bodies. So here we are going to consider the two bodies. So first consider the first body. So this is A, the mass of first body is m1, and consider the second body, this is B, mass of this body is that is m2, and separated by some distance, so that is r. So here the force of attraction between these two bodies is directly proportional to product of their masses. So the mass of first body is m1, mass of second body is m2, and this force is inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. So from first equation, the force is directly proportional to product of their masses m1 and m2, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So from these two relation, F is directly proportional to m1 into m2 divided by r square. So to remove this proportionality constant, we use the extra term, that is capital G. F is equal to G into m1 into m2 divided by r square. So here G indicates that universal gravitational constant. So its value is, that is 6.67 into 10 to the power is minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. Right? So this is the G is the universal gravitational constant, and G is a scalar quantity. So G is a scalar quantity. So its value is 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. So this expression we are used to find out the force between any two bodies in the universe. The formula is F is equal to G into m1 into m2 divided by r square. Here F indicates that the force of attraction between the two bodies, and capital G indicates that universal gravitational constant m1 and m2 are the masses of the two bodies, and r indicates that the distance between the two bodies. With the help of this formula, we are going to find out the force of attraction between any two bodies in this universe. So next one, what are the characteristics of this gravitational force? The first one is, this is the weakest force in the nature. The gravitational force is the weakest force in the nature. This is the first characteristics. Gravitational force is weakest force in the nature. weakest force in the nature. Okay, the first point is the gravitational force is the weakest force in the nature, and the second point, it is attractive force. It is attractive force. And third one, it is a long range force. It is a long range force. And fourth point, it obey inverse square law. It obey inverse square law. And the next point, it is a central force. It is a central force. And next one, it is a conservative force. It is a conservative force. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the gravitational force. The first characteristic is, that is, it is the weakest force in the nature. The gravitational force is a weakest force in the nature. And the second point is, it is attractive force. It is only attractive force. And the third one is, it is a long range force. It is a long range force. So that means the distance between the two bodies is more, means in that case the force in between the two bodies is more, right? So here it is a long range force. And the fourth one, here the inverse square law, that means the force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. From this one we concluded that it obey inverse square law. After that, it is a central force. So then what do you mean by the central force? So central force means the force between these two bodies. The force between these two bodies acts along the line joining between these two bodies. So that is known as the central force. So what do you mean by central force here? The central force means the force of attraction acting between these two bodies along the line joining of these two bodies. So such a type of a forces, that is known as the central force. Here the gravitational force is a central force. And last one, it is a conservative force. It is a conservative force. So then what do you mean by this conservative force? So conservative force means the work done by this force, it only depends on initial and the final position of the body. Such type of forces is known as the conservative force. So here what do you mean by the conservative force? So conservative force means the work done by this force, it only depends on initial and the final position of the body, and it does not depends on actual path followed by the body. So that is known as the conservative force. Here gravitational force is also a conservative force. So these are the few characteristics of the gravitational force. Okay, the first basic force in the nature is the gravitational force. So gravitational force means the every body in the universe attract every other body with a force. So that is known as the gravitational force, and this gravitational force acts between the two bodies of a masses, right? Okay, see here the gravitational force formula is, that is F is equal to G into M1 into M2 divided by R square. Here G indicates that universal gravitational constant, its value is 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. And so this is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity because it is having only magnitude, it does not having any particular direction. So it is a scalar quantity. And the few characteristics of the gravitational force, the first one is the gravitational force is the weakest force in the nature, and the second one is it is attractive force, and the third one is it is a long range force, and the fourth one is it obey inverse square law, and the fifth one is it is a central force, and the last one is it is a conservative force. In examination may be asked which is the weakest force in the nature. So that is the gravitational force. Electromagnetic force. So electromagnetic force, this force acts between the two charges. So in gravitational force, that force acts between the masses of the two bodies. Similarly, here the electromagnetic force, it acts between the two charges. Okay, see here, consider the first charge. So consider this is the first charge, that is Q1, and this is second charge, that is Q2, right? The distance between these two charges is somewhat r. So in this case, the force of attraction or the force of repulsion between the two charges is directly proportional to product of their charges. The charge of a first body is Q1 and the charge of a second body is Q2. That force of attraction or repulsion between these two charges is directly proportional to product of their charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. So from these two relation, F is directly proportional to Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. F is directly proportional to Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. So from this relation, F is equal to constant, that is K, Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. Q1 into Q2 divided by R square. So this formula we are used to find out the force of attraction between these two charges or the force of repulsion between these two charges. And here K is the constant term, its value is K is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So K is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So this is the constant K value. So here the force between these two charges, it may be attractive force or it may be repulsive force. Okay. See here, few characteristics of the electromagnetic force. The first characteristic is it is attractive and repulsive force. So gravitational force is only attractive force, but the electromagnetic force is attractive and repulsive force. It is attractive or repulsive force. Repulsive force. Okay. And the second one, it is a long range force. It is a long range force. Second one, it is a long range force. And the third one, it is central force. It is a central force. And fourth one, it is a conservative force. It is a conservative force. And fifth one, it obey inverse square law. It obey inverse square law. So these are the few characteristics of a electromagnetic force. The first one is the force between these two may be attractive or repulsive force, and it is also long range force. And the third one, it is a central force. Central force is nothing but the force between these two charges acts along the line joining between these two charges. So that is known as the central force. And that is a conservative force. So conservative force means, so the work done involving this force is only depends on initial and the final position of the body, and does not depends on the path followed that body. So that is known as the conservative force. So here electromagnetic force is also a conservative force. The next one, it also obey the inverse square law, that is F is inversely proportional to the R square. Okay, see here, the electromagnetic force, it acts between the two charges. So here we are considering Q1 and Q2 are the two charges are separated by some distances R. So here the force of attraction or the repulsion between these two charges is directly proportional to the product of the charges, that is q1 into q2, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So then the force formula is F is equal to k into q1 by q2 divided by r square, then k is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So here the force of attraction or repulsion between these two charges, so that is known as the electrostatic charges. So in this case both the charges are at rest. Okay, and these are the few characteristics of the electromagnetic force. The next one is strong nuclear force, right? So already we know that the nucleus of an atom is consist of protons and neutrons, right? The nucleus of an atom is consist of protons and neutrons. Collectively the protons and neutrons are called nucleons. Collectively the protons and neutrons are called as nucleons. So here the force which binds or which holds the protons and neutrons inside the nucleus, so that is known as the strong nuclear force. The strong nuclear force means the force which bind or which hold the protons and neutrons inside the nucleus, so that is known as the strong nuclear force. So here the characteristics of the strong nuclear force is, the first one is it is a attractive force. It is only attractive force. It is only attractive force. And second one, it is a short range force. It is a short range force. It is a short range force. And third one, it does not obey inverse square law. It does not obey inverse square law. And next one, it is not a central force. It is not a central force. And last one, it is not a conservative force. It is not a conservative force. Okay. So strong nuclear force means a force which bind or which hold the protons and neutrons inside the nucleus, so that is known as the strong nuclear force, right? So the characteristics of this strong nuclear force is, it is only attractive force. The strong nuclear force is a only attractive force. And next one is, it is a short range force. And the next one is, it does not obey inverse square law. And next one is, it is not a constant force. It is not a constant force. And the sixth one, it is not a central force. And one more important point here, the strong nuclear force is the strongest force in the nature. It is the strongest force in the nature. It is the strongest force in a nature. So this is about the strong nuclear force. So first of all, the strong nuclear force means a force which binds or which holds the protons and neutrons inside the nucleus. So that is known as the strong nuclear force. And the characteristics are, the strong nuclear force is the strongest force in the nature. And the next one is, it is only attractive force. It is a short range force. It does not obey inverse square law. It is not a central force, and it is not a conservative force. So this is about the strong nuclear force. The last one is weak nuclear force. So then what do you mean by this weak nuclear force? The force of attraction between the elementary particles emits during the radioactive decay of the radioactive substance. So that is known as the weak nuclear force. Okay, see here, the weak nuclear force means the force between the elementary particles are emitted during radioactive decay of a radioactive substance. So that is known as the weak nuclear force. So these are the fundamental or the basic forces in the nature. The first one is a gravitational force, and the second one is electromagnetic force, and third one is a strong nuclear force, and the last one is weak nuclear force. So here among this one, the weakest force in the nature is, that is a gravitational force, and the strongest force in the nature, that is known as the strong nuclear force, right? Okay. So in examination they may ask which is the strongest force in the nature. So that is a strong nuclear force, and which is a weakest force in the nature means that is a gravitational force. See, the first weakest force in the nature is, that is gravitational force. Weakest force is gravitational force, and the second one is weak nuclear force. Weak nuclear force, and the next one is electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force, and last one is strong nuclear force. Strong nuclear force. So this is the strongest force in the nature, and this is the weakest force in the nature. So this is the first weakest force in the nature, and the second one, third one, and the last one is the strongest force. Thank you.